Welcome back to Mom and Dad's Cooking School. We're at the point now where we're browning the ground beef, and you can see how it looks there, getting brown. Okay, it's been about 4.5 to 5 minutes. Okay, so depending on how hot your stove gets, and your stove gets pretty warm there very quickly. So we have a little browning here going on. So this is the browning of the ground beef, just like we're looking for. But you can tell it's got a lot of grease in it. So that's what we're gonna drain. We're gonna drain the fat. So we move our ground beef all the way to one side, okay? We move it all the way to one side. And you can pack it there in one side to make sure it all gets in there and away from the grease. Then you're going to get a little bowl or a little container from your cabinets there and a tablespoon. Now this is the easy part. You just simply tilt your pan a little bit and you can see there, I hope you can see where the grease is coming to one side. We're going to get a tablespoon. Move your bowl a little bit so you don't drop the grease all over the stove. And we're draining the fat right here. So this takes a little bit and you just scoop it out. Scoop out the fat. Try to leave your hamburger meat there, your ground beef in there. A few pieces may come out, but that's okay. All you're looking for is the fat here. It doesn't have to be all the fat, but enough of it to where it doesn't taste greasy and it doesn't get a lot of grease in your chili beans. Okay, there we go. So this is the fat that was in there. Can you see that? That's how much fat was in there, and you want to bring that fat out. And I'll show you how to get rid of that later. So we have our ground beef here that's browned, and that's a good browning right there. So don't let it cook any longer or it'll get burned, and you don't want to do that. So we're going to set that behind us here. Next, we're going to use a pot. This is a nice sized pot, about a 4-quart pot, but you can use half the size too. I know you have one this size in your cabinets, but you can use half the size if that's all you have available. So we're going to put that on the heat. And don't even turn off your heat, you don't have to do that. And the next step is to put our liquid ingredients in. So we're going to put the tomato sauce. This is 8 ounces. And we'll put that in there, 8 ounces tomato sauce, and we're going to use 2 of these. 8 ounces tomato sauce. It doesn't have to be, no salt added. You can get whatever's available at Safeway. Or not just Safeway, but any market out there. And next we're going to use ranch style beans. That's what we've always used, but you can use pinto beans or any other beans. Remember, it's undrained, so you just put the whole can in there. So we have the whole can of ranch style beans in there. And next, we're going to open our McCormick brand chili bean mix. And let me cut this off here. And this is mild. Remember, it's mild. The spicier one, the regular one, is kind of spicy. It's not that spicy, but mild is better to give you a better taste. And we're going to mix that right in there. Can you see that going in? So that's going in like that. We'll get our spoon and mix it all up. see it mixing all up in there. Just mix it until all the powder's dissolved in all the liquid. You want to make sure it's dissolved so it doesn't taste grainy or anything like that. Okay, that's pretty good. And once it starts cooking, it's going to dissolve a little more. So we have all our ingredients in here, ready to go. And now we have our ground beef. The ground beef is going to go right in the same pot. You see how there's a little bit of grease left in there, and that's okay. So we just dumped all the ground beef in our pot, and we just mix that up. See that right there? It's all mixed up and ready to go. So the next step in our recipe, in our directions, is to bring to a boil, then we'll cover it and reduce the heat to simmer for 10 minutes. So we'll be back in 10 minutes.